Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Let's Talk Books. I'm Katie and my husband Corey is the one behind the camera, so he'll be asking me questions about the book that I'm going to talk about this week. Maybe you've heard of this one, maybe you haven't. I feel like it's kind of been all over the place and I can't stop talking about it. So we're going to talk about Shark Heart, a love story. This book is by Emily Habeck. This is her debut novel, so I'm very excited to see what else she might come out with. A little brief synopsis, I wrote it down here in this journal that I have been keeping track of my reads in so far this year. So I kind of take notes on what I'm reading, what I like about it, all those things. So the best brief description of this book, it's about marriage, love, sacrifice, family ties, the process of letting go. There's grief covered in here for sure. It's just such a deep and moving novel. This would fall into the literary fiction category.
What was your overall opinion of this book?
My overall opinion, at first, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. I had lots of people say it was amazing, including my husband, the one asking the questions here tonight. But yeah, I wasn't really sure because the main part of this book, or what you read right away about it, is that it's about a husband and wife, and the husband finds out very early on in the book that he is going to turn into a great white shark. So that's kind of an interesting premise. But yeah, when I started reading it, I did know that I was immediately going to like it.
How did it make you feel?
It was a very emotional experience for me, for sure. Again, I was told that would probably happen. I cried in multiple different parts of the book. It's not hard for me to do during a book, but it did move me to tears. So yeah, definitely emotional because I could connect with it personally. It was just a really beautiful story.
Would you recommend it?
Absolutely. I've been recommending it to literally everybody. I'll definitely talk about this book for a long time. I would specifically recommend it to mothers and daughters. I feel like a lot of the book was focused on a mother-daughter relationship, even though it was also about marriage too. But I feel like almost like the whole second part of the book was about family ties, family relationships, mother-daughter. But honestly, I'd recommend it to anyone.
What was your favorite part?
That's a really hard question because I had lots of favorite parts. But one thing that stood out to me was the author's writing style. I don't know if she'll do this in the future with other books, but I liked how she chose, I can even show you her format here. She didn't write all the way down on a page. I mean, even on some pages, there were literally a couple lines on the page, and she did it intentionally. I haven't really looked into why, but I thought it was very interesting and unique. I've never seen an author do that before, so for that reason, it actually helped me cruise through the book a little faster, because even though it's, I think, verging on 400 pages, it didn't really feel like 400 pages, because yeah, some of the pages barely had any words on there. So I liked her writing style. She wrote it almost as if it was a play, and I have theater experience, so that was kind of fun for me to see it like that, like it was like act 1, act 2, that kind of thing. So I loved that about it. Yeah, she just has a very beautiful writing style too in general. Her language was very descriptive. It felt like I was there and very much like I could connect to the characters, so she did a wonderful job of helping the reader connect deeply with her characters.
Did the book teach you anything?
Yeah, I felt like it taught me, similarly with the book that I just talked about last week, I felt like it had the same undertones of just family relationships, relationships within a marriage, that it's not always easy, obviously. Things take work, relationships take sacrifice. Yeah, it's about true love. I'm trying to think of what else, but yeah, I would say it just really got me to think about the relationships that I have in my own life, and how much, I'd be willing to sacrifice in certain situations. So I feel like it's a very thought-provoking book. I feel like you can't read it and not relate it somehow to your own life.
So how would you rate this book?
Because I do go off of like a 5-star, you know, like 1 to 5-star rating, I gave it 5 stars wholeheartedly, but man, I would give this book like 1,000,000 stars, honestly. I love it. I don't know what the rest of the year will bring for me as far as more books that I will read, but so far, we're not very far into the year, but it's been my favorite read so far.
For sure.
And yes, we do still have our Christmas tree up, by the way. We're still digging the Christmas vibes. It'll probably come down in February, but it's been bringing us happiness over here as we've been dealing with a lot of sickness. So
for sure.
Hopefully you guys are all staying healthy out there. Thanks for tuning in for Let's Talk Books, and we will see you next week.